Hello, everyone. Good morning.
Morning.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to the TE Academy birthday party. It's our second birthday today, and it's great to have you all here. We prepared a full day of talks and discussions and presentations around TE fundamentals, because today we'll announce the launch date. Finally, you'll know when you can study TE fundamentals, and of course all our activities left and right. And maybe let's take a quick look at the agenda. Give me a moment. As always, I'm searching for my slides. Okay, here we go. Happy birthday, TE Academy. We have nice greetings from our friends at Token Engineering Academy. Those who have been here from the beginning, you'll meet them in the course of today. And let's take a look what we plan for today. We'll start this session with an intro round because, of course, as always, we want to get to know you. The people who are in the call from all around the globe. There's a reason why we started this program early and will continue throughout the day. I think in total we have more than 12 hours of program, meaning everyone can participate wherever you live. And then we'll kick off introduction and AMA session on TE fundamentals until 8:30. So yeah, 1.5 hours of program. And you can also take a look at the agenda in the chat. So there's a Notion document that provides you all the details and all the sessions throughout the day. Take a look and mark your calendar. And that said, I'm so glad that you guys are here. And I would like to get to know you a little bit. So if you want to, please say some words where you live, where you are at the moment, what brought you here to this session, and what's your background. Maybe let's start with Gürkan. Hello, Gürkan.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Can you guys hear me?
So I can't hear you. Is it just me?
I can hear him.
I can
Okay,
hear you.
someone can hear me. So.
What's wrong? I just want to see if your mic is working. No, we don't have a signal, Gürkan. Maybe you check in the background your Zoom settings, and we try it again in some minutes, okay? Actually, and for now, I'd like to call up Christina.
Okay.
Hello, Christina. Welcome to the session. Where do you come from?
Hi, thank you. I'm in California. Can you hear me?
Yes, Angela, do you think something might be wrong with your reception?
It must be Angela's reception because everybody is loud and clear here.
Yeah. Can you hear us, Angela?
I think she can't.
Okay, she'll leave and she will come back. She just said it to me, and then we can continue from. So Gürkan, you can talk to us later.
Okay, let me
Okay.
introduce myself. Hello guys. It's lovely to meet you all. Actually, I'm from Istanbul, Turkey. I'm computer engineer working in telecom industry maybe more than 16 years. And 3 years ago, I jumped into the blockchain business. So I would love to learn more about token engineering deeply. So that's why I came here to meet with you guys and wanted to get the course. Because of that, I'm very eager to have these courses. Can you guys heard me? I don't know.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. And very wise choice.
I'm back. Sorry for the hiccup. Paddy, continue.
Okay. I'm sorry, who was talking before or before, in between and before you was Christina?
Yeah, I think that
Okay.
was me.
Okay, could you
Yeah,
you can go next also. Thanks,
Yeah,
Gretchen, for sharing us your story.
yeah. I'm in California, and I'm a DAO contributor and DAO member for like DAO House and Logos and Metacartel and Moloch DAO and Raid Guild, and I was at DAO Palace, and yeah, so I just really need to understand what we're doing. So I'm really looking forward to this class, so I actually understand what's happening with the token, everything. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thanks for sharing, Christina. Okay, and let's take a look. Who else? Asad. Would you like to introduce yourself? Where you live? What's your background?
Yeah,
What brought
hi
you
there.
here?
Hi there, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I am Azad. I'm a native mobile developer. Lately, I'm changing my career to transfer to Web3, and I learn Solidity and other stuffs and other Web3 technologies, and also I'm curious about token economy and game theory. So that's why I'm here, and I want to learn about token economy.
Awesome. Thanks. Welcome here.
Thank you.
And who else? Helena. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. How are you? Yeah, so my name is Helena. I am based in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. I'm an entrepreneur, but also I do consultation for blockchain projects that want to enter the African market. And I'm really interested in learning tokenomics because my background is also finance, and really find it amazing. So looking forward to what you guys are doing, and I've been following you guys for a while.
Yeah, and we are looking forward to see what you are up to in the tokenomics space. So welcome here. And thanks for sharing. Sounds awesome. Aldo, would you like to go next? Aldo Alvarez.
Hello, I am an economist from Mexico. I'm sorry for the English and the low can speak since 2 a.m. from him. I meet Patricia in the DAOist in Mexico City in February, and I saw interesting for economics.
Brilliant. That's cool. By the way, yeah, hello to everyone who joined so early. Patty, it's 4 a.m. your place. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining at your time, 2 a.m. Aldo. That's amazing to see. And yeah, we have so many. Sahil, would you like to introduce yourself as well?
Sure.
Sahil.
Hi.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi. It's so good to be here. Patricia, I've been coming for these meetings. I mean, I came for these meetings a couple of months back, and then I started working with Near Protocol. I'm handling a community of DAOs there, and I'm a moderator for Creatives DAO. And we're trying to understand, how do we make better decisions? How do we create better incentive models for our community? So being here is, I mean, there's so much to learn here, and I'm really excited to be here. Yeah, I'm looking forward for for this day. And once again, congratulations to you guys on completing on your birthday for TE.
Thanks. Sahil, that's great. And you said informed decision-making, that's so important. So we not only need token engineers to design great, robust token economic systems, it's also about how can we take informed decisions in the future for DAOs. Great point. Thanks for sharing. And we have, I just read 11 Alaska time. It's Oki. Are you calling in from Alaska?
Yes, I am calling in from Alaska.
Awesome.
I'm Oki. I'm an artist and actually come from a photography background. I contribute to a few DAOs, including Giveth. And I'm really here to understand sort of modeling out some agent models and just the tokenomics around a few different ways of like designing economies. So yeah, learning a bit of the software, but also understanding the game theory side of things.
Right. Awesome. Thanks for coming. Great. And let's take a final one. Martin Palazov. Martin, can you hear me? Would you like to introduce yourself briefly?
Well, I didn't hear if that was my last name, but I'm also Martin. I'm
okay, fine.
I live in Amsterdam. I've been a few years into blockchain now, and I'm a blockchain developer at WorkX. And yeah, we're interested in this day to because many people are doing the same thing, of course. And everybody needs to keep their community engaged and make informed decisions. Yeah, so I'm also looking forward to that today.
Cool.
And congratulations with your birthday.
Thank you. Thanks, Martin, for sharing. And there's Nathan. Nathan just joined us. He's supporting the TE Academy team and is also steward at the TEC, Token Engineering Commons. Nathan, please say some words about yourself. Thanks for joining.
Hello. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm a steward over at the Token Engineering Commons, running a commons economy, and supporting the TE Academy is a major focus, and we're really excited about the TE Fundamentals course coming up. And we look forward to meeting all of you. So if you're ever interested in the Token Engineering Commons and what we're building over there, please come join us. And good luck with the TE Fundamentals and celebrating this wonderful birthday. So thank you, Angela.
Nathan, thanks. Great to have you here. Thanks for joining. It must be early in the morning for you too, I guess. And what time?
Oh, it's just past midnight. So staying up and enjoying it.
Awesome. That said, you can learn about Token Engineering Academy, TE Commons, what you can do there, what TE Commons is meant for, and our collaboration at the Introduction to Token Engineering that is going to take place next round, August 12th, I guess.
Yes.
Right.
At 8 a.m. UTC, so at this hour, more or less, right?
Awesome.
I've dropped the link in the chat as well, if you want to join. It's a
Perfect.
great place for you to start understanding what is token engineering. We go over introductions and what is TEC as well. So this organization that Nate was just talking about. Yeah, I'll drop the link.
All right. Yeah, perfect. Now, let's start the session. Let me go back to my slides. And we start with AMA about TE fundamentals. And right that very moment, Chris Peru joins. He's one of the course creators of TE fundamentals and will be here to walk you through the content of TE fundamentals and, of course, to answer on all the questions you might have. Before we kick this off, I'd like to give you some general information about TE fundamentals, some more context. So token engineering is, you probably heard that, but it's good to remind. Token engineering is an emerging discipline. It was just mentioned 2 years ago, no, now 4 years ago, but still it's a super new discipline, probably the youngest since software engineering was established in the 1960s. And it's focused on the design, validation, and optimization of token-based economic systems. This is token engineering in a nutshell. And TE Fundamentals will be the first comprehensive education and certification program in this new discipline. Since you can't study this nowhere, and this was actually the reason why we started the TE Academy 2 years ago, because we realized we have now, we slowly start to understand what is necessary and what disciplines we can draw from for token engineering, solving these cryptoeconomics problems, but you can't study this nowhere. Academia hasn't picked up yet. So we started offering courses ourselves. And our philosophy is to make the TE Fundamentals program free for students, available online around the globe for everyone who's interested, because we think, and we'll get to that also in the course of today, we need all the local perspectives on economies and how to build better economies from all around the globe. So no hurdles for people coming on board wherever they are coming from, whatever background and walks of life they bring. And there's more information on TE Fundamentals available. There's a Medium article and that shares more. And there was a Twitter thread that I'd like to highlight again. Why do we actually build this? Why do we build TE Fundamentals? And the reason is basically that over the last 3 years, many people started to, you can program and launch a token with a couple of lines of codes. It's easy, but then how to foresee vulnerabilities, instabilities, sensitivities, how to make these systems robust as we envision them, make them robust and safe so that people are free to come on board, and you provide the full freedom, this vision of permissionless systems that are open for everyone and accessible and also available to build on top of it. Here, you need a robust fundament. And over the last couple of years, the main goal for the people in token engineering, for the trailblazers, so to say, like Chris and Block Science, and we'll hear from them in the course of today, the main goal was to synthesize what we need to build great token engine, to build great cryptoeconomic systems, and to formulate the foundations of cryptoeconomic systems and of this new discipline. So synthesis was the most important thing. Why? Because it's a really cross-disciplinary field. And we many times had this situation, you don't even understand what I don't understand. Since token engineering is a combination of computer science, of economics, game theory, as you mentioned a couple of times. And then on top of that, we can draw from engineering disciplines with this approach of modeling and simulations. We can apply control theory to balance systems. We can then, since we have granular data on economic systems, we can monitor and analyze systems and apply even AI reinforcement learning. And this wasn't doable beforehand with economic systems. And then we have also the human layer, social sciences, governance, policymaking, algorithmic policies. These are all new fields where we can draw from existing disciplines. But then if you have ever experienced that a social scientist and somebody from natural science or engineering are in one room and only discuss system, what a system means for them, or an agent's role, then you start to understand this is really, well, we have to find a common ground, right? And TE Fundamentals should be this common ground for us and should also establish standards. I mean, just imagine, we don't have these standards in collaboration like we have it in software engineering today, where you have, for example, GitHub as such a powerful tools to manage collaboration and terms like, or practices like a pull request, or practices in our case of mapping out a system, having a shared language to discuss challenges. This is all in the very early stage for token engineering, and for us, the reason to build TE fundamentals, because we don't want to just wish for a bright future. Let's make it so. And this was the motivation to build TE fundamentals. And now, some month later, we are actually building this. This is a screenshot of one of the many sessions we were running, with our builder team. So we have a team of course creators who are working on the course content, plus a new platform. And we'll share more about this new platform and the NFT-based certification in a couple of minutes. And then we have also a group of local hosts who started offering studying and learning sessions, and we'll expand this program in the next weeks and months. And this is the second part. So having this complementary technology, online courses available, plus building up the community as we see today, coming together to learn and further develop this discipline. Some statistics. These are the latest numbers on the signups. So we opened up the signups for TE fundamentals in February. And since then, we had in total 1,872 signups. This is really mind-blowing, beyond expectations, and a share of almost 40% computer science, 40% economics background, 34 engineering, so anything, so other engineering fields like mechanical engineering, chemical engineering. Then data science, almost 20%, that's good to see, and a solid share of mathematics and physics, and 50 PhDs or PhD candidates, which is also important because we need further research. We have to balance fundamental research in token engineering and applied token engineering practice. And what's also very cool to see is that if we ask people about their motivation to sign up for TE fundamentals, then we see that a third is aiming for taking up a token engineering role as main occupation. So this is not only exploring opportunities. And that's exactly what we'd like to see, because overall, the journey at TE Academy should start with studying like TE fundamentals, of course, and should end, or hopefully not even end, but one of the major steps is you find projects, you find teams, you find collaborators in our matchmaking program to embark on or to address practical problems and challenges in the crypto field, meaning we'll see token engineering teams in cryptoeconomic, for building cryptoeconomic systems in projects. And that's most important because today projects are struggling with finding the right people to support them in their token design. And that's a major goal. So we don't want to stop with offering learning content. For us, it's super important to see the numbers of token engineers in crypto projects grow. And that's one of the elements, find projects. Plus, your journey at TE Academy can include contributing to TE Knowledge Commons. As we said, this discipline is really young. So there's a lot to do in further developing the knowledge we have, the tools we use. We have open source tools, and of course, the practices, the methods we apply contribute to TE Knowledge Commons, and experiment, of course, in hackathons, in open science initiatives, where we come together, where we drum up the community and bring together people, token engineers with several a variety of backgrounds to address a very particular problem, as we did it in the past with Gitcoin quadratic funding, with the Omnipool design HydraDX, with balancer simulations, or with DAO reward systems. So your journey at TE Academy can and should include studying, contributing to knowledge commons, experimenting in open science programs, hackathons, and finding collaborators, projects, and teams. Now we have a first raised hand, Daniel.
Hi, yeah. So very interesting, everything. I was just wondering, like, find projects, teams. What if you already have a project and a team that you want to apply this knowledge on? Is it still applicable? Because I personally think probably yes, except like one box might be a little bit less, or because we're looking to apply this knowledge to our own and to validate our own ideas and to see if what we're thinking is right.
Yeah, 100%, of course. If we say more token engineers in crypto projects, of course, this includes you already have a team and you are in the role of you're responsible for the token design. You want to verify your ideas. That's brilliant. This is exactly what we mean with having more token engineers in crypto projects. Thumbs up.
Thank you.
Any other questions before I continue? Okay, you can drop your questions any point in the chat. And of course, as Daniel, always raise your hands and feel free to switch on your mic to ask. We have enough time for that. All right. Drum roll. The signups were open in February already. And as I said, more than 1,800 people signed up so far. Now, when is this program live? And you'll have access, full access to the TE Fundamentals online course from DEF CON. We'll launch at DEF CON, but there's more to it in a moment. So the TE Fundamentals launch will be at DEF CON 6 in October, 11th to 14th in Bogota, Colombia. And there are builder discount tickets, just in case you don't have a ticket yet. And we are trying to set up a dedicated crypto economics governance community as one of the community spaces. And there we'll definitely need volunteers as well. This is just a primer. The applications for the community space are July 31st. So this would be the next step, but we'll keep you posted. Make sure to be at DEF CON Bogota. There'll be a lot of activities around crypto economics, token engineering, and the TE Fundamentals course will be live then. And you can spend your time in Bogota, not only listening to talks, but also in maybe embarking on and starting enrolling TE Fundamentals and passing your first exams. Now, wait, why only October? Maybe you want to start earlier. And we'll have an additional early access to TE Fundamentals from September 12th. So in September 12th, we'll open up TE Fundamentals, the first modules via study groups. And we'll talk about these study groups in a minute. And the general concept is we'll have study groups on our Discord, groups that are coming together regularly, we expect weekly, to go through the content together and to learn together, also to discuss questions, also to provide us feedback if we meet any issues or can improve clarity. And then you can go over first course modules, you can check out the exams, and then once the course is live in October, you can immediately pass your exam. We'll provide you all the details on these study groups at from 10 a.m. in the next block. And we'll follow up with all registrants to this birthday after today with all the links that you need. All right. September 12th, mark your calendar, join a study group and start learning TE fundamentals. Now, I'd like to invite Chris on stage because we'll now take a next step looking at the TE fundamentals course content. And Chris, maybe we start with a brief introduction. Chris is one of the course creators for TE fundamentals. And yeah, I'm very happy that you can make it, that you're here today and also answer on questions from the students. Welcome, Chris.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Hi, my name is Chris. I am from Vienna. I am working with the TE Academy for quite some time now. I think Angela and we met in 2018 or so. I don't remember exactly, but it was quite some time ago. And since then, we've been working together on different things and most recently on the TE fundamentals. So my background is mathematics. I have a master's degree and I'm currently doing my PhD in crypto economics and token engineering, which, as Angela said, is a very young discipline and a very young field. So we are ourselves discovering how to best learn and teach the contents in this course. So this is why we decided to join and we decided to create a TE fundamental course that you are being introduced right now. And my contribution to this course was drafting the content, so drafting the learning materials and making a lecture out of it, so that it is most convenient to new students to learn the topics of how to conduct token engineering. And we focused in our work, we focused on one particular example because we wanted to demonstrate how to build a token system, applying the knowledge from token engineering and expertise to this one project, which we found to be much more convenient than bombarding you with theory and difficult methods or different things that are rather theoretical. But we wanted to show you how to apply things in practice, and this is why we built this course where we cover the token engineering process, which consists of discovering the ecosystem, designing the ecosystem, and then implementing a simulation model. And we demonstrate this on the application of an automated market maker. So this is me, and hi, and I'm happy to answer all of the questions if you want. I'm happy to stay in touch if you want. I'm happy to embark with you on the journey of learning token engineering. I'm always looking for interesting people, collaborators, students, and academics who want to learn more and want to dig into the theory behind the material that we've added. But I'm also very happy that everyone who just wants to do the course, to finish their credentials and is interested in participating and learning how to do it. So yeah, I'm very excited that you're here, and we can move over to some slides that you have prepared, Angela, on the contents, correct?
All right. I think we can just pull up the script maybe, and you walk us through the content via looking at the script. How does that sound?
It sounds good. I just would need to find the script. So what do you mean, like the content, the PDF?
I have it here.
Oh, you have it. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're gonna share your screen, and I'm gonna talk over it, right? This is what you want.
Exactly.
Perfect. So we can do this here.
Okay.
Yeah, so what you see here is like the script that we've prepared for the content production, which means that we first started to write a paper. So we wanted to have all contents written up in one big publication, so that then the materials can be created out of it. So what you see here is basically a textbook or a learning script. Where all of the materials covered are included. And you see here that we have chapter 2 introduction, basically setting the stage, then moving over to chapter 3, which is describing the first part of the token engineering process, the discovery phase, and most relevant tasks that are included there, right? So you see 3.1, 3.2, 3.4, and so on and so on, different exercises, different tasks that are necessary in the process of the discovery phase to really build your knowledge around the ecosystem that you're about to design. We demonstrate and explain how to do it best. Then we move over to section 4. The section 4 is the second step of the token engineering process, which is the design phase. So now that you understood what you want to build, now you can switch languages, and then because you can go to mathematics. So you can try to describe what you have written in terms of words, you can try to describe in terms of formulas, which helps you a lot because this is a very precise and a very robust language, so that you can really very, very precisely and very explicitly describe what's going on in your system. And also this helps you to set the conditions for your future design work. So you can bring in the machinery from other disciplines, especially mathematics, obviously, but also, as Angela mentioned in the beginning, engineering and modeling and simulation and all of the other disciplines that we want to connect to, because once you have things written in mathematics, you can talk about them freely and connect to methodologies available or processes available in those domains. Which then brings me to the next step, which is a deployment phase, meaning that now that you have designed your economy, that you have formalized that you have specified in mathematical language what's going on, then you can implement this into a computational simulation program, because then you can run numerical experiments. You can build a digital twin of the economy, and you can start simulating and building the code of your system, helping you to do some experiments that allow you to explore the potential evolution of your system. So those would be the main 3 steps that constitute the token engineering process. And once you're finished, you have achieved that you've built a simulation model that helps you to answer most of your pressing questions in the design. Afterwards, we move over to some auxiliary chapters. The most prominent of them is the refreshers, the most important, because we realize that you are coming from different backgrounds, which means that you either have forgotten some of the basics or some of the things that you have heard in your undergraduate studies, or maybe you didn't hear them at all. But you still need some basic knowledge in different domains to be able to participate in this multidisciplinary field, which means that we wanted to provide you some basics just to get you up to speed, and that you understand the language and the principles that we apply from different domains. I think that's it, Angela. So this is the overview, and now depending on what you want to cover, we can go deep into the text, but also we could just have a conversation on a more higher level.
Right. I have just seen some questions in the chat on is this script available? And here I have a question. Actually, at the moment, we are translating this script into an online course where we not only provide texts for download or reading, but also include exercises, just that you can try out your freshly acquired skills of the script in exercises, and then of course also have the exam. I just wonder, because this is something we have been discussing in our team as well, would you like to have either the online course or just a script like this, I don't know, 100 pages for download? Is this something you would use? And if yes, how? I don't know who raised the question on the script document available for download. Daniel, I guess, and Martin.
Yeah, sorry, I missed the question, Angela. Can you repeat it?
Yeah, the question is, you asked for the script, and I was wondering, I mean, we are at the moment designing the online course, which is, well, taking efforts in how to explain it, how to visualize it. But still, would you, if you have the choice, taking an online course, going through a Coursera style thing, or reading a script, would you prefer to have the script?
I personally love reading documents like this, and I'm would love to read it. Also, fan of online courses, designing them myself. So both ways are super. Just wondering if I can do some homework before September.
I see. Okay, makes sense. And here where Sahil also confirms to get both script and course would be amazing. We'll be able to study, get some idea before diving into the online course. Okay, makes sense. Got it. Then Tiago, is your question already answered, or do you want to add something here?
Yeah, not. Good morning, everyone. So my question was more on the scope of hard skills. How technical is this course going to be?
Chris,
I
would
can
you
take
like
the
to
question.
answer?
Yeah, sure. I can take the question. So yeah, thank you for this question. It's very interesting and also very important to get this out of the way. I mean, we are trying to, we like before we started using the content, before we decided on what we want to teach, we had like, I think half a year conversation with Angela and other contributors, Andrew and other very important contributors to the course, and trying to find the right balance between easy access to everyone and challenge to really bring you up to speed and make it available and teach you things that you can apply in token engineering in practice. The answer is that this is a TE fundamentals course. This means that we wanted to target an audience that is roughly on undergraduate level, which means that you should have, like maybe one specification, one particular area of interest that you have completed on an undergraduate level, but you are keen and eager to learn all of the other disciplines. So the challenge was not to, give you a very complicated background in all of the disciplines, but to give you a broad overview of what you could start learning or what you could start researching, so that you can grasp the big picture of what is required in a token engineering project. And then obviously, since you're coming from a specific background, you will be focusing on one of the tasks or one of the areas within the project itself. But it is very important that you learn and know how to communicate with other specialists in the field, because a token engineering project consists of a multidisciplinary team, and you need to be able to communicate between all of them. So meaning that there are actually not many hard skills required, because we have made sure that everything that you could have missed from other disciplines is included in the refreshers. But still, you should have some basic knowledge in, I would say, you should understand what a formula is. You should understand, obviously English language, and you should understand basic concepts from economics. But this doesn't mean that you cannot learn them or add them if you find that they are missing there, right? So I would say that this is a perfectly drafted course to cover the needs from a broad variety of audience and broad variety of participants, meaning that there are actually no real prerequisites. But on the other hand, it is preparing you to a future deeper engagement in one of the specific areas that you want to choose. Is this in line with what you would say, Angela?
Yeah, I was just wondering, maybe we could also elaborate a little bit on the areas that we are seeing emerge, because as you said, no single token engineer will be able to solve all the challenges that a project might have to address in the course of its life cycle. No single token engineer will be able to solve all the challenges alone. This is like this, back 25 years ago, there was the web designer or such, and this person had to do everything from writing text for a web page, designing the logo, setting up the pages, setting up the servers, improving search engine findability. But this is not what we various fields, from developers in the front end UI, the back end, the to user researchers, and then the devices, mobile application versus desktop. So this is, we have specifications and specific domains, and we'll see something like that emerging in token engineering as well. Maybe Chris, what would be your perspective? What do you see in terms of specialists in token engineering?
Yeah, tough question. I mean, what you definitely need, I mean, you need some economics because we are mostly building economic systems, and it means that you need either like on the fundamental layer, so the layer 1 solutions, the protocol level, you need to solve the economics of the protocol, or you have to solve the economics of the economy built on top of the protocol. And this can be either, you know, like a market, this can be financial use case, this can be a DAO, whatever. But those ecosystems, they have their economics, right? Like, so in user incentives, agent mechanisms, and interaction conditions, which need to be solved. So economics is definitely a strong factor, and this is also why it is in the name of crypto economics, right? So this is obvious. But you also need some hard skills coming from engineering, especially I mean electrical and mechanical engineering, because we do treat those economies not only from the lens of an economist, as he would say, like, okay, this is an ecosystem, this is a market, this is like an interaction of agents, but we do also treat them from the lens of a systems engineer. So saying this is actually a complex system, we have a lot of moving parts, we have a lot of subsystems that interact with each other, and we want to compose the conditions for the or the controllers of the system, the agents interacting with the system, so that the system achieves a particular purpose or it upholds particular properties, right? So, for example, in the context of an automated market maker, you want to have this invariant property of the trading equation. You want to have it upheld all the time, and this resembles a little bit of like designing automated systems, which brings you to the of robotics, control theory, system theory, mechatronics, and stuff like that. Because in the end, you're not only designing and conceptualizing those things, you are also bringing them to life, which means that you also need to think between, okay, now that you've spec'd them out, now that you've designed them, let's move over to implementation. So you need then obviously everything that is related to building automated systems, which is precisely robotics, automation, control theory. And then it is the next step is that you also need software engineering and software architecture and then the implementation skills, right? So you really need to make the design principles that you've written out in mathematics, you need to implement them in code and bring them onto a software and hardware environment, which means that you need to have those skills as well. So this closes the loop a little bit over like, okay, where you start with economics and then trying to find the mechanisms, but then you really need to implement them into real life system. So this is the one arc of implementing the system. But the other arc is then governing the system, which means that you need a lot of data science, you need a lot of, you know, data analytics, and you need also a lot of politics, because those systems are decentrally governed. That you need to build also political structures around their functionalities, so that you can make sure that the system participants can, you know, align their goals and align their desires to reach a common mutual goal. So you need some decision-making processes, and you need some governance policies and instruments that help you to achieve those goals. So this would be then the other arc going, you know, completing the circle and bringing the political component. So yeah, I think this covers most of the areas, but there is a good paper that is published by Voschenbier at some I think 19 or 2020, where they described the fundamentals of crypto economics, where you could get a grasp of the interdisciplinarity of the field.
Yeah, brilliant. This was a great overview. Thanks, Chris. And I'd like to take a question that we also get very frequently. I come from social sciences, and there's a lot to catch up. What should I keep in mind if I'm coming from social sciences without any engineering, computer science, robotics background?
Is this question to me again?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sure. So, I mean, social science are very important. So don't underestimate your knowledge and your contribution to the field. It's just that you know, because of the nature of the things that we are designing, there is at least some requirements to be able to work with data and you know, IT and formulas and computer stuff. So it means that it is a very important role, and you need to and you will your capabilities are definitely required and needed in the course of the project. But it really depends on you how much you can and want to contribute when moving towards more the design and implementation side of the system, right? So you should be comfortable with writing and understanding mathematical formulas. You should be comfortable with analyzing data. You should be comfortable with writing a small computer program, or at least something that you can decide for yourself which experiments or which research venues you can do based on the implementation of the system. So I wouldn't say that your role is like a little bit is limited. I would much rather say that you should really this course is precisely for you, because you can catch up with respect to all of the things that are necessary and required from the mathematics and implementation and coding side, so that you can build this bridge to understanding data science and implementation and experiments with the digital twin of the economy. But yeah, so this is like answering again the question that someone else had before. So those would be a little bit the prerequisites, or like the requirements that you need to bring to the table, at least a willingness to not to discard the formulas, but really embrace them, right? So like, okay, I need to understand the equation. I need to see what's going on. I need to get the feeling for the variables of the system, and then maybe let the experts then design the controller or the mechanisms. But still, I want to be the one who understands the formulas and gets the grasp of what's going on.
Right. And here I would like to share also some more thoughts, because we actually had this question and very frequently. And as I try to map out, token engineering is this combination, or cryptoeconomic systems are this combination of, we have the technical layer perspective and we have the social layer and perspective. And there is no way around both of them. So we have to embrace both. Still, then there is this challenge. Yeah, not every single token engineer might be able to cover everything, and that's fair enough. So we have to make it doable. We have to build this common ground, the common terminology, ways of collaboration to make it happen. And here we'd like to encourage the social scientists, don't try to avoid math. Math will be our shared language. Python will be our shared language. And that's why, please don't try to get around math, embrace it. And we are really taking efforts in making this easy for you, like particularly for the mathematical specification in the course of an AMM, sorry. We'll use multiple learning representations, numbers, graphics, numerical, geometrical, analytical, verbal representations, a narrative to understand, explanations and visuals, and real-world examples. So try it out. You'll make it. And our goals is to make the course interesting and accessible for all future token engineers, because we need people from a variety of disciplines, and to make the discipline of token engineering inviting and accessible to as many as possible. And here I'd also like to mention Math Blocks, Honor and his team, who are supporting us in creating awesome animations of formulas, so that you can feel a formula, you can get a feeling for the behavior of your design, what will happen under certain circumstances. And this is an additional element in our course. And that's probably why we are aiming for having an online course and not only a script. All right, we can continue with more questions. I've seen another one. Oh yeah, the testing and exams. So number one, for your mental model, take TE fundamentals for the 101 in token engineering, right? So it's not, it won't be easy, but it's also not everything you need. But then you have a good holistic understanding of this discipline, and you can start addressing challenges yourself and collaborate with other token engineers. And to make this happen and to make this accessible to as many people as possible, this is an online course 100%. We will have study groups, but it's not that you have a teacher. Imagine young disciplines, there aren't that many teachers yet. We don't want to limit groups to, okay, one cohort is 30 people. We have 1,800 signups, so let's make it accessible and available to as many as possible. Fully TE Fundamentals is an online course. And there you'll have an exam. And the exam then, if you successfully passed, you'll get an NFT certificate. And you can then show and demonstrate, okay, I passed the exam, I went through TE Fundamentals, and also towards your potential collaborators, I have a sufficient understanding. And that's how it works for TE Fundamentals. But then, of course, this is just the starting point, and there's so much more to explore, no matter if we're talking about game theory, system theory, where we have refreshers, or even more specific domains like computational social choice. Here we start to build complementary programs that go back to the original disciplines and open up this wealth of knowledge we can draw from in the case of ComSoc, computational social choice voting mechanisms. And there's more, we are planning one in network science. There'll be more in other domains where we invite guest lecturers with a particular domain expertise to dive deeper into the domains, and then allow for more in-depth knowledge for particular questions or particular application cases. So that said, complementary TE Fundamentals online course, diving deeper, guest lectures for particular domains, and overall you can step by step build up your track record and your set of skills in token engineering and prove this via NFT certificates. All right. What's the level of math required to do this course?
I would say that the level of math required is basically the same as in an undergraduate study. So if you decide to do economics as an undergraduate, or if you decide to do engineering as an undergraduate, you will learn everything that you need with respect to the formalistic work. And this is true for the TE Fundamentals course as well. So to give you some specific examples, you need some basic linear algebra, you need some basic calculus, but we don't go beyond multivariate calculus applications. So this means that it's okay that you understand the derivative. It's okay if you understand the partial derivative, but it's not much beyond that. So we really want to demonstrate the examples that we have on a fundamental level of mathematics, and let yourself explore the higher dimensional concepts if you find them applicable for your project. But the idea is to really show you what's going on the very basic mathematical level. But on the other hand, you also you will need some of understanding, right? So it is comparable to an undergraduate economics degree, I would say.
Okay, and here's another question. Will there be any selection application form for the course? No, TE Fundamentals is available to everyone. You don't have to apply. You don't have to meet particular criteria. You can just enroll and start studying. All right, now we were discussing, okay, what's the approach in online course, how to teach this, how to train this, how to just make this most accessible for all students, no matter what background you have. And that said, Günther just joined us. Günther is from SkillBest, a team that designs learning experience. And Günther, I would like to first welcome to the TE Academy birthday, and maybe you'd like to share some more about your thoughts on online courses and how to make this fun and a good experience for students.
Yeah, thank you, Angela. Yeah, as you already heard, my name is Günther Veit, and I'm co-founder of SkillBest. And we are an e-learning company from Austria, located in Graz, Austria. And what we do is we support TE Academy during the production phase, bringing the script in an online format that is meeting the criteria of an e-learning course. Yeah? And that is a very exciting project because there's a lot of mathematics inside, yeah? And there's a lot of content which is not so easy to follow in the first phase when you look at the script. And our idea is when we transfer it from a script to a digital version, that we add the different learning types of a person, which is very individual. As you know, when you look up how to brew your coffee, you look up on blog posts and check out the right pressure for your coffee, or you go ahead and listen to a podcast and something like that, or just read normal plain text like on Wikipedia. This is all e-learning, but when you produce an online course which is really a good learning experience, you have to try to translate those things into this mixed learning types. So you have to use different medias and you have to add interactivity to the course, yeah? Which is completely different to normal scripts you get on universities, where you just have to print it out and it lies beside you while you study, and still look up on Google different elements like a mathematics formula, and you find out that it's still hard to understand. Yeah? And so what we do is we work together with the experts, which we call in e-learning or e-education, or the content owner, which are the people who write the script. And together we find out the best way to translate it in this online format. And to do so, of course, it is necessary that there is a transfer from the knowledge of the content owner to us, and we, with our tools and also with our knowledge of mixed learning types, we try to translate it. Yes, I think that's most of the things we do in this production phase, and this is of course ongoing. And yeah, it's of course you need a technical background because the digitalization is completely, the course is yeah, we export in the HTML and JavaScript, so everything has to be background computer science and web development and multimedia. And for every type we find out in the course, in the script, we provide different elements. Like when you have a content block of text, we can say, okay, that would be perfect for an interaction or for a question or for a small video. This would be our part to identify, and later on to bring it to a storyboard and add it to the course itself. So I think that's the most important things we do. We decided in the first of all, when Angela came to us and called us, yeah, we were pretty sure when we saw who is the target group, yeah, how do we learn nowadays, yeah, that we decide to go with the authoring tool, Articulate Rise, which is a mobile first tool. And with this tool, you are able to get not only a good learning experience on your PC or laptop, you even get a very good learning experience on your mobile devices. And that is what is really very important, that you can access it everywhere, even if you're in the train, and study without any problem. Yeah.
Okay, cool, good. Thanks for sharing. And I must say, also for us, this was really a new field. I mean, we all know quests and easy quizzes, but just for explaining fundamental concepts in token engineering, this is not always enough. And I guess we are on a pretty good route. And for us, it's super exciting. That's why we basically want to have these study groups. We also would love to have your feedback once this course is live, because we are just opening up a whole new way of training and engineering discipline. And that's, of course, super exciting for us as well. All right. A TE Live graduation party. Pablo, this is an amazing idea. We should do that, because I can't wait to meet the first graduates of TE Fundamentals. And I'm sure you too. And I'm sure there will be a race amongst the first ones to be graduated. So this is a great idea. Noted. Thanks. Then there was another question on how is this program funded actually? And this is a good moment to actually say thank you to our sponsors. So TE Fundamentals is funded via partners that gave grants. It's 1KX, the VC, crypto VC. It's TE Token Engineering Commons. Nate just introduced it. And our sister community, then Consensus, you know it, and Crypto Plaza. And I'm not sure, I've seen Jesus when we started. Jesus will be in one of our sessions later today, because we collaborate on bringing token engineering content to the communities worldwide, particularly Spanish-speaking communities. So these are our partners for building TE Fundamentals. And of course, it's super important to have partners like that, because education is a common good. You need people and entities, organizations who are really dedicated for building this groundwork. And that's why we are really happy to have them on board. Now, the final step in this first block, I'd like to share a preview of the new platform. And we mentioned the NFT proofs, certificates, and you'll be the first now to see some screenshots from the new platform. Here we go. So with TE Fundamentals, we'll also launch the TE Academy webpage, and this is the homepage. And there you get access to all the courses, but most important, you'll have a profile on this page, and you have here the option to share all your social channels or more information about yourself and your token engineering certificates. So your certificate for TE Fundamentals, and by the way, it's not one huge course and one huge exam. It's rather, we'll have several modules, so you can go step by step, or signal you want to specify, for example, in governance, which is a dedicated module. Overall, you will have then the chance to display all your badges, the certificates you've earned in this discipline, not only for TE Fundamentals, by the way, also for the diving deeper sessions like the computational social choice or network science, for community activities, remember, contributing to TE knowledge commons, like libraries, tool registries, and we'll get to more details of that later today. And this way, provide a track record that helps you to find the right people, that helps others to find you. And there'll be the option to have a public URL that is shareable to display your token engineering track record. That's the NFT certificate. And that's basically our first block. Are there any more questions on anything so far? Okay, some people ask about CatCat. CatCat as being the open source Python framework to simulate complex systems, complex dynamic systems. Yes, this is an important question. Chris, maybe you can take
Yeah, sure. So definitely system simulation is one of the major pillars of token engineering process, and it is included in the third stage, which is the implementation phase of the token engineering ecosystem. But we didn't want to focus on one particular program or one computation environment specifically. We just wanted to, use this course as a point of departure for future specifications and future choices, software choices. We do provide in our material, we do provide everything that is related to the preparation and the build of a Python digital twin of our economy, but we do not utilize the CAD/CAD framework. But this doesn't mean that you couldn't extend the code that we've written to a CAD/CAD environment, which means that you have everything that you have that you can transform into a CAD/CAD model. And we did go this way because we wanted to provide a very low barrier of entry to everyone. So we wanted to build all the code necessary to simulate our economy from scratch. So this is why you have the Python code also included in the contents or in the script. And there are also, the other reason is that there are dedicated CAD/CAD learning platforms. So you can, there is already a huge community out there. And for starts, we didn't want to replicate anything that already exists. So I would say, yes, it is CAD/CAD to some extent is being used because we are doing everything to prepare for this implementation, but we don't explicitly require you to learn CAD/CAD or to use it, but you can do yourself if you feel that is the best way to go.
Yeah, and there was another question, and it's so cool to see all the messages like, can I start right away? How can I prepare myself for the course launch? That's amazing. And we have 2 tips if you want to get ready. If you'd like to get a more generalized overview, check out the TE360 sessions. These are recorded lectures or discussions that we have, picking up the very influential articles and papers about token engineering. Maybe TE360 sessions, perfect, Patty. I'll just drop the link to the chat. And the other thing you could take is, if you are rather interested in the Python/CAD/CAD/modeling and simulation side, there's a CAD/CAD beginner bootcamp. It's also a very well fleshed out course, particularly for CAD/CAD, and it's a great introduction to CAD/CAD, but also provides you a good introduction on the mental model of building up a system, building up a digital twin, and running simulations. And this is something you'll definitely need, no matter if you then ultimately use CAD/CAD or build up a model in native Python or take other routes. The 2 recommendations, TE360 recordings or the CAD/CAD beginner bootcamp. Yeah, and Tiago dropped the link. Thanks a lot. And is machinations or token spice relevant? Yes, it is. Mike, one of our community members, picked up the very awesome task, and actually this is a great example for TE Knowledge Commons contributions. He produced a table and overview on all the tools that are currently available for token engineers, and machinations and token spice are definitely some other, or one of the most interesting alternatives to CAD/CAD, and they all have their strength and special, focuses. To give you a summary, machinations is not an open source tool. It's a proprietary tool originally from the games industries to easily build up, let's just say, what you see is what you get, editors for putting together systems and run easy simulations. I would say it's for simpler systems, but it's definitely a good starting point, and it's very easy to use. It's optimized for you plug and play with a visual editor. And token spice is, I would say, that on the other end of the scale again, more in the CAD/CAD direction, with the special today's benefit but CAD 1.0 has also a lot of steps in this direction. Benefit, you can plug in actual smart contracts to your simulation. So you don't build up a simulation of a smart contract. You can plug in the smart contract code and run simulations based on that. And Token Spice was built by Trent McConaughey. It's also open source. It takes an agent approach and is definitely also a tool worth checking out. Yeah. CAD courses, the beginner bootcamp is free, so you can enroll anytime, and CR even shared the code there. You just have to take a code and graph for CAD and for machinations. There is a study group sections in the planning as we have already for CAD, so 2 study groups, machinations and CAD, also available on our Discord in case you not only want to study for yourself, but also come together with others and learn together. All right, video lectures, another question. Yes, we'll continue to have video lectures, particularly the guest lectures that I've mentioned. The TE Fundamentals, on the other hand, is available whenever you want to. It's a mix of videos, text, exercises, and study groups. And both TE Fundamentals available in study groups from September 12th, and the Diving Deeper lectures is on our tokenengineering.org webpage. We'll have sessions in September, October. These will be live sessions with the guest lecture, Numero Talbin. And yeah, you find more about these events at tokenengineering.org or via Twitter and via our Discord or via our newsletter that you get via email. All right. Do's and don'ts in token engineering. I mean, everybody's looking for do's and don'ts. Everybody's looking for recipes. Of course, that's cool. This is an early discipline. So the best thing you can do is not only studying, but come to our Discord and make connections to other token engineers. Because whatever you might be working on, there might be somebody else with a similar problem. There might be somebody else who can help you with a good approach. And of course, this is super relevant for such a young discipline. Making connections, meet other students. This is what we hope to achieve with the study groups, but also with other activities around the matchmaking, so that it's not only the individual token engineers trying to find their way. No, it's an ongoing exchange of ideas, methods, discussing the best approaches, finding best practices. Okay. Anything else? Did I miss anything? Anything you would like to add before we close, Chris?
I don't think so. So I think we've covered all, and the questions also were pretty enticing from the audience. So yeah, you can always hit me up if you have additional questions, but I think for now we're good to go.
Cool. Before we close this first block, Paddy will provide us an overview on what is planned for the rest of the day in case you want to jump in again later today or watch the recording that will be available in the next days. Paddy, I hand over to you.
Thanks, Angela. Okay, let me quickly share my screen. You let me know if it's working. Can you see this Notion?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the Notion overview with all the details on the agenda for today. If you didn't see it, I'll drop the link again on the chat. We just passed through the first block. So thanks everyone for joining and for coming to this initial and kickoff of the birthday. We still have a full day of talks, discussions, announcements. So our next block, we are having a break right now, and our next block starts at 10 a.m. UTC. So in a few hours from now, 1.5 hours, I think. Then there's where we are going to introduce a little bit more about what are our local hosts. So we already have study groups. We have CAD and Machination started soon, but we also have T360 study groups. And if you haven't taken part in one of them, I'm gonna walk you through all the options that we have and why we have it and all of that. And you're going to meet some of the hosts, so you get a feeling of what it is to study about token engineering with Davide in Italy, or with Rohan and Mark, India and the UK. So it's going to be exciting. And we are going to take another break and come back at 2:30 p.m. UTC. That's when you will hear about mental health and our token engineers journey. So if you are eager and excited to learn, and you also want to know what is it to be like in real life, what happens with a token engineer's work. So we are inviting Danilo, and Danilo Lessa is going to, and Ziwei. They're both gonna walk us through what their personal journey. We're gonna ask them for tips and learning advice and all that. So after, we are sharing more about T Knowledge Commons. If you remember, Angela mentioned some pillars. So we have study, you have contribute as well to the to token engineering in general. And this is where you see T Knowledge Commons. And also that's our hook to talk about token engineering, T Fundamentals study groups. So study groups dedicated for you who are taking part in the T Fundamentals and you wanna have a shared progress with other students. If you wanna share your learnings, if you wanna share your progress, go over the questions, go over the material together, that's when you should join us. So the next 2 blocks are super important for that. Then back on the pillars, we have how to study at the Academy. Diving deeper, our guest lectures are going to be explained at 4 p.m. UTC. Everything, guys, is at the same Zoom link. So you can just meet us in this Zoom link. This room will be open. And we also have more hosts to meet. And then at the end, we have another round of T Fundamentals Lounge, and share the announcements again in case you, if you can stay until then, or if you are just joining, you want to see it again and all that, you get to meet other designers, not only Chris and Angela, but we have more people behind it. And at the end of the day, at 6:30 p.m. UTC, you get to see and take part and join us for games and drinks. We have surprises. We have very fun plans, and yeah, so make sure to be there. We have special guests as well. And this is the overview on the agenda. I'm gonna drop the link again. And that's it. Any questions?
Okay, then we take a break, grab a coffee, and hope to see you in the next sessions, and definitely make sure to come to the party. I promise it'll be a lot of fun. All right, thanks for coming, everyone. And
thank you for the
talk
session
soon.
already. It was a
Yay.
really fun first session.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Very interesting. Yeah.
Great to have you.
Thank
Thanks for coming,
you.
everyone. And thanks, Günther and Chris, for joining.
Thank you, Angela. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks,
See
everyone.
you in 90 minutes.
Thank you all for everything.
Bye.
Bye.